it's a reaffirmation of the inherent goodness of people.
Oh, it's an incredible gift. You're gonna make me cry.
I mean, I think it just serves as a reminder of how incredible we all are.
It's so nice to meet the two of you. I thought this film was incredible. Mark, I know you have fur babies at home, so these are mine. I was like, that's Jack and Sally. I know that you're, I know, wanted to show you that real quick.
Oh my God,
I love how much you love, I know how,
so
I see how much on your Instagram, how much you love dogs.
I trust them more than people.
Yes!
Because it's complete loyalty, complete devotion, and all they need is a couple of scritches and treats.
Amazing.
Please tell that to my mom.
You gotta get a dog.
Yes.
Although in New York, it's an added responsibility. You have to walk them twice a day. But
Very
even that, I loved it. It became a part of my routine. We walked down to the newsstand.
That's so sweet. Well, Benjamin, one of my favorite scenes in the film is the school dance scene. I thought that was so amazing. Take me back to set that day. How long was the choreography? And did you already know how to moonwalk like that? Because it was amazing.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I flew down to Alabama, I think it was sometime around October, September, around that time, and I had about a 3-week boot camp with Mandy Moore, our lovely choreographer.
Amazing.
She was so fun to work with. I also worked with Trinity, who's in that sequence with me, and Trinity's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. It was about 3 weeks of just rehearsing the dance, and then we taped it for Mike, and I'll never forget Mike's face. He was just so happy, and that made me happy, that he was happy.
Yeah.
The whole sequence of filming took about 3 days.
Wow.
It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. My feet were killing me, and to know that Tom did that for about a week just blows my mind. And filming that scene was just so fun. And even all the kids there in that scene, they loved it. Since they had been going to real school, they'd gone to a dance and they'd known what this is like. But I think just being there in the film environment and being on a Mike Flanagan set really gave everyone some much needed energy for those 3 days.
You had a real life audience watching you do it. Yes, I
can
that.
relate to the fact that his dance partner was this much taller. That was so me at that age.
Oh, you're like, I could relate to that. I love it. Well, I love the quote from the school teacher to Chuck. You know, she says, "You contain multitudes, and every year of your life, your mind will get bigger and bigger." Mark, what does that mean to you in your own life and the countless lives that you have touched out there with your films and the characters you've played?
Well, it reminds you that there are no trivial moments, that every moment has significance, even if you don't realize it at the time. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you could take an overview and put that together it's like I say, it's not something that you see portrayed in movies that much. Mm-hmm. I've said that this movie couldn't arrive at a better time when our country's so divided, and there's so many things that are challenging. This is almost therapeutic in the sense that it's reassuring. It's a reaffirmation of the inherent goodness of people. And I think we need to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would chat with the two of you all day about your filmography and this film, but I loved your math monologue as well.
Thank you.
Yes, that was so good. And I love your collaborations with Mike. Benjamin, I hope to see you more in films and more in Mike's film. I know.
I guarantee it.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, so nice to meet the two of you, and can't wait for audiences to see
Next
this
time
film.
we'll talk fast.
Yes.
Okay. No, you guys gave me everything. Thank you guys so much. Mike, this is a huge honor. I'm a huge fan of your work. Dr. Sleep, The Bent Neck Lady is one of the best TV episodes of all time.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, The Life of Chuck, something totally different. You got to make this with your family. So congratulations to you, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, I loved the moment where Albie doesn't let young Chuck go up to the cupola. I wasn't allowed to go into my dad's boat because that's where the Christmas gifts were held.
Oh, sure.
So I'm curious, was there anything you absolutely could not do when you were a kid?
So many things. Oh my God, so many things I couldn't do when I was a kid. I had a very kind of structured childhood. And so, there were a lot of rules. My dad was in the military. and we were raised Roman Catholic. So there was,
wow.
all sorts of examples. But no area of the house I was forbidden to go into, although we stayed entirely out of my parents' room, and around Christmas there were closets we avoided.
Of course, yeah. No, that makes sense. Like I said, you made this film with your family. I didn't actually realize that your son played the youngest version of Chuck.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you to have this image of your son on film forever now?
Oh, it's an incredible gift. You're gonna make me cry.
I know.
No, and Kate articulates this beautifully, that we have this project that was so personal to us,
Right.
and that I have, Kate captured forever, kind of explaining this beautiful concept, which is the whole heart of the movie.
Yeah.
But Cody, forever as this little boy, he was 6 years old when we shot. He's 8 now.
Oh, wow.
So that version of Cody's already gone.
I know.
And that it's crystallized forever, and that I've experienced it on, huge screen and seen the little boy that he was then. It's really, it means a lot to both of us. Yeah.
And one of my favorite parts is with Kate, who plays the school teacher, and she tells Chuck, your life is going to get bigger and bigger. Your mind is going to get bigger and bigger with each year of your life. I thought that was so beautiful. What does it mean to you and in your life that so many of your films and shows have touched so many people that you will never even meet?
I see glimpses of this every now and then, especially when I do conventions, and I meet people who have.
There you go.
They'll approach the table. They've got tattoos of
my God.
moonflowers, or the rest is confetti, and it amazes me always to see how these stories have meant things to people, because it reminds me of what Stephen King's work has meant to me.
Yeah.
And so it's an incredibly overwhelming and humbling feeling.
Yeah.
But it really kind of demonstrates to me that what we all hope, which is that if we work on something, we make something like this, it's not ours anymore when it's done. It doesn't belong to me. This movie stopped belonging to me when it was finished, and it belongs to everybody else now. And when you find out that it meant something or means something to someone that on that level, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's a privilege to be able to make things that hopefully that matter, and that I hope will outlast me in some way.
Absolutely.
So,
Your work is going to live on forever. I mean, I would get a tattoo of Rose the Hat on my arm, but
I would too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, last question for you. I love the Blockbuster VHS moment, like all of the different dance films. I have vivid memories of going to Blockbuster on Friday night, making my dad spend $40 on all of these different movies. Do you have like a favorite memories like of Blockbuster and like picking out those specific films for the movie?
Yeah. No, and I used to go after school if there was a new release. The whole wall would be there, but it was just the covers because it was empty. You'd wait for someone to return it.
That was the
worst. Kind
worst.
of lurk and see it come through the box and hope they got it. But I would go on Friday nights like you. I would go and look especially for horror movies in college, and we would try to get whatever we could, get a pile of them. That experience of walking through the video store, physical media, man.
Yes.
It was. And then I worked at Suncoast Video when I was in college.
What a cool
that was
job.
one of my, I loved that job. And I loved when people would come in and say, can you recommend something? Here are the kind of movies I like.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm old fashioned. I miss that. And there's not an algorithmic interface in the world that comes close to that experience.
No, there's not. I mean, it's great that we have all these streaming options,
Awesome.
but Suncoast Video, like all Blockbuster, like they're RIP. They're going to be missed.
Oh my God! Yeah, you were there or you weren't. And it's funny. My kids are just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they have no idea.
They live in a different world. But I had a lot of nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
And when Props brought those in, and they had,
That's so cool.
I kept them. I stole
did?
them. Yeah,
Oh
I brought them home, and I have my little Blockbuster, all that jazz. It's not real. The movie's not in there, but
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I was like, keep it in your office.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Mike, I would chat with you all day. I'm so excited for audiences to continue to see the life of Chuck. It was so beautiful, and I loved the dance scenes, but especially like the school dance scene too. I thought that was so
glad.
sweet with Benjamin.
Yeah, that one really makes me smile, and did very much on the day. Benjamin's amazing.
The cast is incredible, honestly.
they're
All of your casts are always incredible. But thank you so much for your time, Mike. You are awesome to chat with.
Thank you so much
I
for your
appreciate
time.
it. Congratulations to the two of you on this film. I wanted Marty and Felicia to be together, okay? I loved the chemistry that you guys had, and I'm so excited for audiences to continue to see this film. Yes, of course. I love the quote from the school teacher to Chuck when she says, "You contain multitudes. Every year of your life, your mind will get bigger and bigger." What does that mean to you in your own lives and the countless lives that each of you have touched through the characters and the movies that you've been in? Karen, I'll begin with you.
I mean, I think it just serves as a reminder of how incredible we all are. And I think we lose sight of that because it becomes normal and everything's relative and you just adjust to what the norm is. But if you really step back and look at it, I mean, it's completely magical that lives, happen in the first place. And then we kind of live these full lives and they get populated with all these memories and people and experiences, and we can be so many things at the same time, and what we're capable of is so much more than what we probably realize that we are. So it's more about just having perspective on how magnificent.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, this film, in relation to being an actor, because that exact thing of containing multitudes and having kind of explored all these different sides, because I feel like you can't, it's hard to play parts that you can't understand or that aren't in you somewhere.
Yeah.
And so having explored all these different parts of oneself is a really interesting thing. And, it sort of is an insight into how much we all do that. We all play different sort of sides of ourselves every day. That's like a part of our daily experiences. And then, and as an actor, it's nice to have some of that reflected back at you when people say, this film really it was meaningful to me, or this character really spoke to me for this and this reason. So all of that is I think I didn't necessarily put that together with the script, with this story initially, but I think it's really true that that energy is contained within it.
Yeah, no, that was really beautifully put. And obviously, wouldn't let Chuck go up to the cupola. It was like a forbidden room. I wasn't allowed to go on my dad's boat in the garage because I knew that's where the Christmas gifts were being held. So I'm curious if there was like something in your childhood that you absolutely could not do, or like certain things you couldn't watch. Karen, was there anything that you something that your parents forbid you to do or anything like that?
They were pretty relaxed with me. They let me draw all over my walls. It looked horrible.
There you go.
But what used to happen with me is I would like to scare people, so I would make up horror stories I made up these characters like the monks. I'm sorry if this is offensive to monks. I like monks, but I turned them into scary figures that would haunt everyone.
Oh my gosh,
and then I started to get scared of the monks myself. No joke, I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't walk up the stairs and go to the bathroom without one of my parents standing at the bottom of the stairs while I went in there because I was scared of the monks.
Your imagination ran wild.
Oh yeah, and it came back on me.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That
wasn't an answer to your question at all, but there we are.
I love it. Chiwetel, was there anything that you absolutely couldn't do when you were a kid?
Well, it was actually, in the sort of Stephen King world, it was horror films, I mean, naturally,
right.
But we were sort of supposed to be kept away from all of that stuff. But I do remember being far too young to watch Nightmare on Elm Street when I watched it, the first one. And, I think I'm still traumatized by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would chat with the two of you all day. I'm so excited for audiences to continue to see the life of Chuck. So fun to chat with the two of you today and meet you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Mia, you look so beautiful. I'm so excited to chat with you. Honestly, I wanted to be Sloane growing up from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So this was such a treat to see you return to film again in this stunning film. So first of all, congratulations to you.
You.
Yes, you're welcome. I love the scene where your character, Sara, teaches young Chuck to dance in the kitchen. I had a really close relationship with my Nana growing up. Just take me back to set that day, because I really feel like that sets the tone for a lot of the film, especially with the development of Chuck.
Well, I have to tell you, we did a lot of rehearsing for the dances, but when I walked into the rehearsal studio, Benjamin had been on set, longer than I walked into the rehearsal studio and he literally ran into my arms. Aww. He's just an extraordinary kid. He really is. He's a beautiful kid. I mean, everything that comes off on screen, he's a very talented actor, but everything that comes off, his intelligence, his sweetness, I mean, that's him. That is that kid. So it was like, I was overwhelmed I felt, instant chemistry.
Definitely instant chemistry there. And I love the quote from the school teacher to Chuck when she says, you contain multitudes. Every year of your life, your mind will continue to get bigger and bigger. What does that mean to you in your own life and the countless lives you have touched with your films and the characters that you've played?
Well, I mean, I think it's so true, isn't it? I mean, just even like you and I sitting here, I mean, I don't know you, but I already have like all kinds of thoughts about you. And I'm having all kinds of thoughts in relationship to that. So every interaction we have, every person we meet, they affect us and we affect them. And we're all carrying so much. We're all carrying so much. So I would hope that, because we can't all be walking around thinking about these, thinking about this all the time. But if we can recognize that we all impact each other and that each and every one of us we have all these things going on inside of us, all these universes, all these stories. We can choose to be a benefactor or a detractor. We can choose to be kind. That's what it means to me. That's what's important.
And of course, I loved the chemistry between yours and Mark Hamill's characters. I'm interviewing Mark later today in person. Yes, what was the best thing about working with Mark and kind of playing these two people that were raising Chuck?
Mark is so cool because he's this guy that he's like, he's had so many experiences. He's so lovely, but he also has this kind of childlike quality because he's just interested in everything. He's so sweet. I mean, I loved working with him. I loved it. We just wanted more. I wish we just had fun just trying to find little moments that would, show the length of relationship that we've had and the love. And we had a wonderful time, actually.
Yeah, well,
lucky you. He's delightful.
I can't wait to chat with him, honestly. It'll be my first time interviewing him, so I'm excited to chat with him. And again, congratulations to you on this beautiful film. I'm so excited for more audiences to see the life of Chuck, and I hope that you get a chance to work with Mike again in the future.
You'll never know.
Yeah, never know. Infinite possibilities.
Good possibilities.
Thank you so much, Mia. You were so nice.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Annalise. You look beautiful. How are you today?
Great. I get to talk about Life of Chuck, and I love talking about Life of Chuck.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, congratulations on the film, first of all. I've seen the film twice, and of course, everyone is talking about your epic dance scene with Tom. I'm honestly just curious how long you guys filmed that scene. Was it an all day or even two? And how long did it take for you to learn all of that amazing choreography?
It took 4 days to shoot, and we did it from top to tail every day for 12 plus hours, just doing the dance scene. And it was such a pleasure because although the physical fatigue was great, it was also just dancing with Tom, getting to work with Mandy, bringing something that is so precious to Mike, getting to bring some life to that when he means so much to me. And also just the fact that he would trust me with a character like this and a story that means so much to him is such a gift.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to dance in the street, right? I mean, and that's what you're
dance.
Yeah.
Come on.
And we've all been there with, breaking up in the modern way too. I love your scream. Ah! I thought that was so fun. Well, obviously in the film, young Chuck was forbidden to go up to the cupola, was like his grandfather didn't want him going up there. When I was a kid, I couldn't go on my dad's boat in the garage because I knew that's where like the Christmas presents were being held. So I'm wondering if there was like a thing that you couldn't do as a kid, or like like maybe you couldn't like watch certain types of movies.
Wow. Because I remember my parents were very clear about boundaries that I could not cross. But within that, I was able to experience a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there was I can't remember anything specifically that I couldn't do. My mom was selective with the things that we watched. But I mean, for the most part, my siblings and I were spending a lot of time outside, and my parents really pushed us to, go outside, use our imaginations. And we weren't necessarily inside, watching a lot of movies for them to have to censor it. It's just like we naturally gravitated towards just, playing outside. My sister would create the world and my brother would be the hero, and I would just be sort of watching them because I was too young to participate. But hey,
Annalise, you're sitting over there. You're the audience.
I'm a good fangirl. I'm my brother's biggest fan. I'm my sister's biggest fan, and my brother, he's killing it right now. So
yeah, I was like, well, you were destined to be an actor then, obviously, with growing up like that. There is a moment where we see like the Blockbuster VHS tapes. That was my thing on Friday night, going to Blockbuster, getting like 5 different movies. It would cost like $30 to $40. It was so expensive. Do you have any type of like home video movies where like you were renting movies and like watching them, maybe with, your brother and sister growing up?
We had all the classic Disney VHS cartoons, like Cinderella, Little Mermaid. I remember watching Finding Nemo for the first time with my family.
I remember getting Mean Girls, and I just kept like replaying it all weekend until I had to return it.
And it was just an experience to go and pick and be thoughtful and be like, okay, this is $40. We have to pick a movie that we're going to love. There was just such care. And there's something that's really beautiful about having all of this art and all this content be so accessible. But at the same time, I end up watching the same things because I'm a lot less willing to take a risk, because I'm just like, oh, I take it for granted. It's going to be there. There'll always be something new, and I know what I like. So I'm RIP Blockbuster. I miss it.
I know, me too. It was so fun to chat with you, Annalise, and I cannot wait for the rest of the world to see Life of Chuck. Your performance was truly brilliant. It was a very, very unique and very whimsical film, so I hope you feel very, very proud and excited for more people to see it.
I do.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Bye. You too.